That fragment of music is from an opera, one of the most exciting and revolutionary operas of the 20th century, Salome by Richard Strauss. This program is about the prima donna who created that role, among many others. She is a soprano, she is Scottish, and her name is Mary Garden.
I had a wonderful career, and when the time came to stop, I said, this is the last. I decided myself, this is the last. When you get over the age of looking like what you're singing, then don't do it. Don't do it. Because you have to always be at the top and anxious to get it right.
Prima donna is a title which suggests much more than appears in the words themselves. Most of us imagine a talented, colorful, and dominating artist who dictates the circumstances of her own and other people's lives. For more than 30 years, Mary Garden was a prima donna in the literal meaning of the words, and in every other meaning, she still is.
What is a man to a career? What is it? It's a very charming person and a very nice companion, but he must be bored sitting in the evening, always drinking coffee. When you are on the stage, that's a different thing. You don't have to bother about men. Oh, I just love the stage.
Mary Garden is now 84 years old. Above all, she is associated with Claude Debussy and the greatest of his operas, the lovely, impressionistic, infinitely subtle Pelléas et Mélisande. Mary Garden created the role of Pelléas nearly 60 years ago. She lives now in a house in Aberdeenshire, and it was there, on the side, that she spoke recently to Madeau Stewart.
Looking back on your whole career, what is the thing that stands out in your mind as the most important?
Pelléas, most difficult. Debussy's most difficult.
Yes.
Because you have to sing him as he writes, not as you want to. Everything that he wrote, every word of Mélisande or the other characters has the right music, tone, and they mustn't sing their way, they must sing his way. Because everything that she does, or her husband did, or Pelléas, it was perfectly human, and you had to make it that way.
How was it that you created this role of Mélisande?
Because Debussy met me, and when I sang for him at the beginning of it, he stopped and he said, there's no one ever in the world sang my music like you. You don't sing it. You sing talking. It's true.
It should not be sung.
Not hollered, like some of them would. To let them be heard. But if you have your voice here, in your head, out of you.
Yes.
I don't hold the pa the way they do. That'll go all over the house. Oh, I don't know. I have just my own way of doing things. I was just different from anybody else, happily.
Prima donna. Sometimes, at 84, Mary Garden is forgetful. But when she is, one feels it's because she chooses to forget. One feels, as with all the great prima donnas, that life and art are inextricably bound up together. Art is selective, and so, therefore, is the memory of life itself.
Debussy and I were great friends, but he never told me anything about Mélisande. We used to talk about Golo and all those people, but he never said anything very much about Mélisande till I went on to the rehearsals. And then he came up and we talked about this and that and the next thing. Oh, you have to, you know. You have to know what the composer has in his brain. It's not your brain, it's his brain. Oh, it's fascinating. I could talk and tell you so many things, but I can't remember them very much now. When a woman has a career, as a lot of them do, when they say they're done, they are done. And don't begin and say, well, I'll sing this and sing that for the public. When you're done, you're done. You can't go all through life singing all these operas as a young person. And then I used to be just as important about going and having myself weighed every first of the month. And if it was that much over what I should have, I'd just go and not eat so much. Yes. Oh, you have to be so careful if you're before the public as a great success. If you're not, well, it doesn't make any difference. If
No.
you've got a stomach or not a stomach. But I tell you, I was frightened to death I'd get fat.
Yes.
And your legs, your two.
Yes.
This part of the leg, fat, is the ugliest thing on the
It's
stage.
very ugly.
I was never fat, thank heaven.
True that Debussy was in love with you.
Oh, no, never. He may have been in love with my work, but I never was in love with anybody whom I created. No, not in the musical world. They're all crazy.
You remember that you used to dine regularly every week with Debussy and his wife Lily?
I don't know if his wife always was there.
No. Well, regularly with Debussy. What did you talk about?
I suppose we talked about music. He may have told me about his life. I don't know.
Yes, I wondered if you'd discussed his music and whether he'd asked your advice.
I don't think, well, we discussed it, but he was always right. He knew. He used to sing it. When he came to my home, he used to play it for me, and not sing it, but fredonner, as they say in France. And he said, now, Mary, that's the colour of the voice I want. It was always the colour. You had to put your voice into the colour of the people you're singing. He loved that, always. Because when you sing Carmen, that's entirely different from Mélisande. So I had to colour your voice, but in another way. In quite another way. You had to be very impertinent, very rude, but not in Mélisande. You have to be very careful and very sad. Oh, it's a lovely opera.
You have a certain amount of correspondence of Debussy, which you have kept.
No.
You haven't kept it.
No, nothing. I haven't even his photograph.
You threw it all away.
I haven't any of the photographs.
You threw all the letters away.
Everything.
Yes.
Why should I bother? The only thing that interested me was my work, was my engagements, was my creating operas. I created most all I sang. The new ones, you know. Oh, it was wonderful. Nobody to touch them. Now they can do what they like. I don't know what they're doing now. But Debussy and Massenet and all, there were so many, I can't think of them now.
But you never kept their letters. It didn't interest you
Letters?
a bit.
Not a
No,
bit.
no. You threw them away.
Burnt them.
You burnt them.
Yeah. Just a lot of paper in your drawers there. Oh, I don't care. I have it all in my mind. I think of the people I like, and I forget the people I don't like. You see, so why keep them?
There's no calling back the totality of the past, but we can hear echoes of it, wonderfully persistent echoes. Only this month, a long-playing record has been issued which contains the voice of Mary Garden in the first role she ever sang, Charpentier's Louise. The date was the 13th of April, 1900. The place was the Opéra-Comique in Paris. And on that night, Friday the 13th, a young girl from Aberdeen was asked to take over the leading role in the opera. As she remembers it, she had no nervousness. If you know what you're going to do, you have no reason to be nervous. And I knew what I was going to do.
To advise a young person who was a singer today of the most important thing to see to in their lives as a singer, what would you say it should be?
Well, it will be very difficult, that, because they're all so fond of society. They must never lose in their mind anything that can help them to be somebody great. You have to have all your strength and all your brilliance, all your mind, and know the conductor, know the orchestra, know everything. It's a great interest. It's a very fascinating thing to have a great career. Because after all, it's not a person that we entertain, it's a monde that we entertain. Everybody. Not a person. I don't care whether a man or a woman sits in the front row and doesn't like me. I don't give a damn. I'm singing for the whole of the public. And I'm living for the whole of the public. And if they don't like me, well, they don't have to come. And when a young girl begins, it's very difficult to let everything go but that one thing. Study her words, study what she has to say, which will always be in another language than hers, and study the music. That takes a lot out. I used to go to bed at night after I'd been studying Pelléas, we'll take, because that was a very difficult opera, and just see it all through me. I knew exactly what I was going to do, just as much as I knew what I was going to sing. I always did most of my thinking in bed or in a room alone. Never received anybody. When I did receive people, that's all right. But there were days when I didn't receive anybody. Just wanted to keep that all in my head. So when I went on the stage, I was perfectly ready to do as the composer wished, because I always worked with the composers.
Have you ever taught?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, why not?
Why should you want to put anything into anybody's brain that won't go in?
But surely you had enormous experience behind you, and it was valuable to young people. Or do you think they should jolly well learn for themselves as you did?
Jolly well learn themselves. They could go to the opera house and see it, and say, oh, I'm going to try work that way, or I'm going to work this way. But they ought to go and see it. You can't give anybody talent. They have it, or they haven't. One or the other.
You never taught anybody?
No.
Did you have yourself a very particular personal technique in your singing?
Yes, very much so, thank God.
Could you tell me what this particular technique was?
Oh, it was just given to me by God.
It was a natural technique.
Perfectly natural. My voice carried in as big a place as you want to give me. You couldn't get anything bigger than the second opera house that they built.
In Chicago.
Mm. Great, enormous place with 3 or 4 balconies, and they were just lost in it, you know. It was always filled. I don't see what they heard, but anyway, they were up there.
Moreover, they couldn't see properly.
No, couldn't see.
So that somebody like you, who used every bit of your body to express yourself, you were lost. You used your hands a great deal.
Yeah, all the time. But natural, not because I wanted to.
You didn't use them in sort of formal gestures.
No.
It's just that it came naturally to you.
How it
like
came.
A French person.
What I was saying.
Yes.
French.
Yes.
Oh.
Now,
I never sang in any other language. I sang a little bit in Italian, but I like the French. I love it. Yes. And it was great interest to see the way that my operas took in America. And there was never a failure. Never.
They'd never heard anything like
the repertoire. No, they never heard anything like never.
You took over.
And it was always crowded and always most interesting.
Was it the first time that French opera, contemporary French opera, had been taken?
I think so. It was always Italian. There's nothing in the world like French opera.
Why do you say that?
Oh, because it's so perfect.
Is it that you particularly like the language and it appeals to you?
Oh, yes, I love it. I'd no more go on the stage and sing Carmen in English than I would go and throw myself in the river.
And if anybody had ever asked you in those days to do Pelléas at Covent Garden in English, you would have refused.
Oh, rather. I'd have refused to have gone into the house. I wouldn't have cared what they did.
You were a very great actress.
Yes.
Everyone who has seen you, I've spoken to a lot of people who saw you.
That was my strong thing, the actress.
Now, why was it you never had any training as an actress?
Not at all.
Well, how is it? Somebody said to me the other day that you were very intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes, happily.
Well, this same person said to me that your Carmen was unlike anybody else's.
Happily.
Yes, that Emma Calvi didn't try to be a Spanish person.
She couldn't. She's too fat.
Now, well, why were you different from her?
Oh, my dear, I was just born different. I don't know. She was a big fat
Because
lady.
you had the figure.
Yes. I never let myself get fat. Never. If I didn't want to eat, I didn't eat. I didn't care about anything but my work. Nothing. Nothing.
You created your roles, though intellectually.
I lived them.
When you did Carmen, you went to Spain. You observed the women. You bought your Spanish coat.
I bought the Spanish clothes, but not in Spain.
Not in Spain?
Oh, I never was in Spain. I didn't need to. I knew what kind of people they were. I knew. The girl in Spain, Carmen, she's a young Spanish thing. You know that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't bring her in as an old maid from Aberdeen. You know Spanish women. You know Spain and the life they live. And she was only about 18, you see, Carmen. Oh, it was a lovely role. But all the men were good.
You enjoyed rehearsals?
Oh, rather.
They didn't bore you or
No,
tire
bore me.
you?
They made me laugh. That's what the things they wanted to do had nothing to do with Carmen.
Did you enjoy singing concerts?
No.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know. Kind of boresome.
Well, it wasn't acting,
No.
was it?
No.
And you were known as the singing actress.
Yes, that's right.
And you
Happily.
liked that title.
I liked it. Loved it.
It fitted you.
Oh, suited me down to the ground.
Yes.
I wasn't a coloratura or any of those things. I never could sing a coloratura role. That had nothing to do with me. Dramatic. I loved when I had an opera with a great dramatic story. I loved that. But to sing ha-ha and ho-ho and all those things, high notes, like, what's her name? Oh, what's that woman's name who sang it all the time with me? Can't remember.
I don't know. I can only think of Dame Nellie Melba at the moment.
Oh, yes. Well, she was a wonderful singer in that sort of thing, but not in drama.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know. She was always Melba. Always Melba. And I was never Mary Garden. Never. I was the woman that I was singing, or the girl, or whatever it was. Never Mary Garden, but she was always Melba. But she had to be. She had such a beautiful voice. But she had no dramatic talent. But a beautiful voice.
Do you remember Tetrazzini?
Yes. She was with our company for a long time. She was a coloratura. That's all she did.
Could she act?
Oh, she's a coloratura.
I heard a recording of her,
Did you?
and it sounded ravishing.
Oh, it's beautiful, pure. But no tragic. Nothing tragic. Everything was beautiful. Beautiful. Just like the sun. So beautiful.
Do you hear the voices of today at all? Have you heard any of the operas or the singers? Callas?
Oh, yes, I've heard her. She's a little bit eccentric. She loses her temper.
In your day, you weren't eccentric and you didn't lose your tempers.
Never. Never lost my temper. I couldn't. All the singers with me were so anxious to do the right thing. They were all with me in every way.
Yes.
Especially the men. Oh, I loved to sing with those tenors, baritones. I had a wonderful career. And when the time came to stop, I said, this is the last. I decided myself, this is the last. And it was Pelléas and Mélisande at the Opéra-Comique. I came back from Chicago to do that.
And then you just gave up.
And then I said, I'm done.
Yes.
When you get over the age of looking like what you're singing, then don't do it. You can't keep the character of the person who you're giving the public. You must give him exactly the personality that he has, or she. And you can't do it if you're like this. Don't want to. You have to always be at the top and anxious to get it right. I used to read every book that was ever written about the people whom I created, to find out every single solitary small thing that they used to do that perhaps nobody saw. I don't know. But that was my joy, reading the character that I was going to create. Don't speak about Marguerite and Faust. Poor old lady. Well, anyway. Everybody in God's world has sung Marguerite and Faust.
Yes, oh. I'm afraid you're right.
Oh, my dear, you have to have young, fine singers, and with intelligence to do that today. They're all sloppy and idiotic, because it's a stupid opera, but you can make it very interesting.
And she did. For this excerpt from Carmen is another of the recordings that survives, distorted but not altogether destroyed. Didn't enjoy singing concerts, nor did she enjoy making recordings. These are two reasons why she's comparatively unknown in this country. She made 2 films, though, both of them produced by Samuel Goldwyn. She once said that people who talked about the worst film ever made couldn't have seen her second one. It was called The Splendid Sinner. "That's me, I suppose," she said when she heard the title. "That's you, Mary," said Mr. Goldwyn. There is a third reason why she has remained comparatively unknown in this country. She sang only part of 1 season at Covent Garden. All her work was done in France, Belgium, and the United States, her best work in Paris and Chicago. But wherever she went, she met and worked with some of the greatest names of the period. Singers like Chaliapin, producers like Diaghilev, composers like Prokofiev. We began this program with a musical quotation from Strauss's opera Salome. Madeau Stewart asked Mary Garden about the man himself.
When you met Strauss, did you speak to him in French or German?
French. He was a nice, very pleasant man, like. Very difficult for that his works were sung just as he wanted it.
He conducted you, I think.
Oh, very well.
He was very good.
Very. Great conductor. Great. Oh, my. Rather. Difficult.
Why?
Stopped you in the middle, you know, and said, that's all wrong. Oh.
He criticized you.
Oh, rather.
Did you mind being criticized?
Not a bit. As long as he wanted it that way, you see. Because after all, I didn't write it. I don't know anything about it. I had to sing it as he wrote it. And that's why they don't do it. That's what made him angry. I used to see him often at rehearsals. Because I used to go to all rehearsals and hear what the others did. See? Oh, he had an awful temper. For his music. I like that. I like to be stopped and said, no, it's not that way. See? Then you come to your senses and you say, oh, yes, that's quite right. And then when you do it yourself, you see how perfectly placed with his music. That's Debussy.
You created Salome.
Oh, yes. I danced in Salome. Oh, that was a dance of the age. It wasn't like today.
Tell me about the dance you did in Salome.
My own idea. Had to find out the dance of that century. When you create anything yourself, there's a great deal that one has to look at. They don't. They just dance their own way, the way they think they ought to. But Salome was a very, very interesting person.
Why was she so interesting?
Because she was so different from anything I ever did. I just loved it. Oh, I just loved it.
She was the opposite to Mélisande.
Oh, rather. Rather. Mélisande was the pure milk. Strauss, he can play anywhere, in any theatre and any opera house and anything, but Debussy couldn't.
And remember, this is a woman who, for a season, was director of the Chicago Opera Company. A season, admittedly, in which the company is said to have lost $1 million. Her own comment at the time was, "If it cost $1 million, I'm sure it was worth it." We have a phrase nowadays, the climate of opinion. The climate of a prima donna's opinion is variable.
Tell me about Massenet.
Oh, an old woman. Just an old woman. Never happy, you know. Always wanting to do something you don't want to. I don't pay any attention to it.
And yet you loved his music.
Oh, yes, rather.
You created a lot of roles. Le Jongleur.
Jongleur? Yes, I like that.
Yes. Now...
I was a boy.
And you enjoyed singing
Oh, very
that?
much. There was no love-making or any of that nonsense, you see. Just a young boy.
And you preferred that?
Oh, in that opera. In that opera. But not in Pelléas and Mélisande.
No.
That's a love story.
Did Massenet ever try and change the way you did anything?
No.
Did any composer or conductor ever try and
They
change?
didn't dare.
They didn't dare?
Scared
Why
to
not?
death of me.
You frightened everybody.
Of course I did. Why not? They didn't know what I was going to do. And when I created a work, it was my creation, not theirs. They had nothing to do but just follow me. But if he was in the orchestra.
Did you ever make
He wasn't in the orchestra. He never interested me. What he thought or what he didn't think make any difference to me. Because I sang for the public. And I had them just in my hands like that. It was wonderful. Not a sound, not a thing. All attention.
Mary Garden, that Scots girl born in Aberdeen who was taken from the front of the house to sing the role of Louise nearly 62 years ago, has retained throughout her life the qualities that armed her for that first performance. If you know what you're going to do, you have no reason to be nervous.
About 2 months ago, I thought I was going to die. In fact, I was certain of it. Because every single solitary thing went out of my brain and everything, and I didn't know anybody, not even my sister. And so I stayed a long time with the doctors, and then little by little I got back my brain, and then little by little I'm getting back my voice. But I was just at the edge of my coffin in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Just at the edge.
Yes.
And didn't go. And I wouldn't have cared if I had died, because I had nothing more to do.
You've no fear of death?
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. I was dead there in Aberdeen. All the doctors thought I was dead. I wasn't, though. But I didn't die, you see. Here I am.
Here she is, 84 years old, and home again in her native Aberdeenshire. She has had brickbats as well as bouquets, but she herself can be franker and more scathing than any of her critics. Because of the role she sang, her name is written in small but indelible letters in the history of music. Most wonderful of all, perhaps, she never had any doubts. None that night in Paris, nor on any of the nights that followed for more than 30 years. And certainly no doubts now.
Oh, it was a beautiful career I had. It was quite different from a lot of people. Quite different. My art was my life. My art. Oh, it was lovely. And especially Pelléas.